Hello, friends! Welcome back. It's the Nonprofit Nerds.
Hi.
Glad to see you again. We've been traveling nonstop. We've been all over speaking at different conferences, including the Nonprofit Social Media Summit, the inaugural, and it's not going to be the inaugural because that will be the first annual because we're going to have a second one.
Yes.
So it's great to see you all again. For those who don't know, I'm Josh Hirsch. I'm the Director of Mission and Communication for Susan G. Komen, Florida. We are currently in our Komen, Florida Big Wigs campaign, hence the beautiful pink
I was
wig.
going to ask, tell us about the wig.
Absolutely. So besides just looking beautiful in pink, and you see behind me my pink dinosaurs, we're always pink here at Komen. But we're currently running our 6-week campaign called Komen, Florida Big Wigs. And Big Wigs are community first responders and community superheroes that want to step up and have fun while fundraising to help us reach and raise enough funds to one day cure breast cancer. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. Our bold goal is to reduce breast cancer deaths by 50% by the year 2026. And every dollar raised goes towards that, ending that bold goal, is to really find what is that cure, finding those dollars into research. Just this week, we announced on a headquarters level a $26 million investment into research, specifically around metastatic breast cancer. So you can see all that great information on our website at comenflorida.org. But enough about me, my beautiful co-hostess with the mostest.
Coast toast.
Coast toast. Your coast toast. Julia Campbell. Hi, Julia.
I'm so excited to be back here. Another Facebook Live, to see everyone again. It's a beautiful Friday here north of Boston, and it looks like we're gearing for a beautiful weekend. If you don't know who I am, I'm Julia Campbell, and I help nonprofits build their communities and amplify their voices using digital tools and social media. And one of those ways is through these Facebook Lives that Josh and I do. We are the Nonprofit Social Media Nerds, trying to shed light on some of the issues that we know that nonprofit social media managers struggle with. So, yeah, we want to do a quick recap of the summit. Today, we're going to talk about how to get respect for your work as a nonprofit social media manager. But that is one of the things that I noticed at the Nonprofit Social Media Summit. So we gathered about 80 nonprofit professionals here in Babson College, which is right outside of Boston. And we had an amazing day of tactical, practical, actionable learning around all sorts of topics. But what I did see come up over and over again in my Q&As, in my calls, in my talking discussions with the participants is that they constantly feel like there's too much on their plate. They feel like they can't get buy-in. They feel like they're pushed to the breaking point and no one really understands what they do. So we aimed with the full day summit to give them some real actionable tips that they could take and kind of hit the ground running after the summit. So I'm not going to really give you a full recap, but basically, what do you think are some of the highlights? I think everything was amazing. I think one highlight for me, and I'm really not going to try to play favorites with the speakers because it's like my children. Like, I love all of you so much. But honestly, I have to say, I probably learned the most in terms of things I didn't actually know from Angela. Angela Pitter gave an amazing 1-hour presentation on LinkedIn and LinkedIn Ninja Tricks and how to really use the platform and maximize it for a nonprofit. And I had so many aha moments in that talk that it just really brought everything to life. But really everything was truly wonderful. So I loved when Chris Strub, who's the Giving Day guy, he shared his actual equipment that he uses when he records video and when he goes live, which was so cool because a question that I get all the time is, how can we make video on a shoestring? What do you actually use to record this? What kind of tripod do you use? What kind of microphone do you use? So he actually lifted the curtain, went behind the scenes. Then we had my friend Susu Wong, who thoroughly explained how to run a Facebook ad campaign, kind of like from start to finish. We had Sue Citro from Best Friends Animal Society talk all about social fundraising and how to engage a group of social fundraising ambassadors for your organization. Of course, we had Rally Bound and Home for Our Troops, who gave a case study about peer-to-peer fundraising. That's Tim Sarantonio from Neon One and Rally Bound, and they were incredible and one of the sponsors. And then, Josh, do you want to talk about your 2 sessions? Because you actually did 2, which were amazing.
Yeah, so I had a chance to talk about kind of your social media toolbox and all those must-have go-to tools that make your life more effective and easier, because as a social media manager, we have so much to do. I mean, for myself, that's just one part of my job. I'm also director of mission, ensuring that we're good stewards of our donors' dollars to make sure that we're working with our grantees more effectively, and being able to tell my story of what we're doing from a mission standpoint is really effective. So what tools allow me to do that? Which video tools? Which content creation? What are those data nerd tools that I can look? Because it's great that I can come up with this strategy and we can go and put all this content out, but if we're not looking at the analytics and identifying what's working, what's trending, how do I build upon that, then you're not being very effective. And more so, what's your plan? How are you creating a plan? What are you working from, as opposed to just walking into the work each day and saying, all right, it's Tuesday, got to post about tacos because it's Taco Tuesday. And that, no, it doesn't really work that way. And then I also did...
I did do that. I think I did that on Tuesday. Or last night.
Tacos are fine.
I'm thinking about tacos.
I might have to go get tacos for lunch now. But then I also did a case study talking about how we used CauseVid, which is personalized donor stewardship videos, as part of our Race for the Cure campaign last year. And then also how I used it for my Facebook fundraising campaign, and had over like a 90% email open rate with the campaign, which is just like...
That blew people's minds.
That blew my mind away.
I could see people's eyes just widening and saying, a 91% email open rate.
That doesn't happen.
Is happening. Yeah. Doesn't happen.
You can send emails to 2 people and you're not going to get a 91% email.
Right. I know, so sad.
Mathematically you can't get, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I mean, the weather was gorgeous up there in the Boston area. I had fun for a day, and then went pretty much straight from there back to Hurricane Dorian, and that was a scary time. We got very lucky, and I mean the Bahamas are just been destroyed. It's a shame, and being so close in proximity, Florida is a strong neighbor, and the amount of refugees that have been pouring into Florida, it's overwhelming. I have friends that are going down there on these relief missions, and the cruise lines are going down there and now taking and providing meals and infrastructure. It's great to see what's happening, but it's unfortunate that we have to come to the aid of people like this. So
I'd love to actually talk to you more offline about that, or if there is a charity that you are working with where you live that you want us to support, throw it in the link box, because I think that happened immediately after the summit, and we were actually worried that people wouldn't be able to get out. I mean, they came from all over the country, but there were a few people from Florida representing.
Absolutely.
There was a person from Miami. And Texas, Colorado, everywhere. I'm sorry if I'm missing it. Michigan, they're everywhere. It was amazing. It was really a dream come true, and I feel that the feedback that I've been getting has just been really overwhelming and pretty incredible, especially citing those case studies and saying having case studies from nonprofits is so impactful. And that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to have a combination of nonprofits presenting and speakers. Oh, and of course, we can't forget that John Hayden closed out the conference and completely slayed, and barely had a voice because he's undergoing some medical treatment, but just had so much energy. He only said the F word once. Remember, he was like, I'm only allowed to say the F word once,
which is pretty good.
Say it as many times as you want, John, trust me. So he talked about donor care and how to attract and retain donors using all of these tools at our disposal. It was amazing. It was truly better than I could have ever imagined. So stay tuned for Nonprofit Social Media Summit number 2. We have a lot up our sleeves. We're not going to announce anything. We're not going to tell you anything, actually. So you have to wait. You've got to stay tuned. We'll make a big announcement about it when we have that all finalized. Okay. So, Josh, if people are just joining us, tell us again why you're wearing the wig.
Absolutely.
And what we can do to support Susan G. Komen, Florida, and their Big Wigs campaign.
Absolutely. Besides looking gorgeous in my pink bob, We're having fun while fundraising. It's a serious topic, breast cancer.
Imagine that. Imagine having fun while fundraising,
yes.
right?
And using digital to fundraise, not just traditional direct mail, but we have a very robust online campaign to raise $50,000 by the third week of October. I believe we're running it through. It's a 6-week campaign, so maybe it's a little longer than that. And the whole point is to encourage others to have fun while fundraising. You too can become a bigwig. We're still recruiting bigwigs. You can go to colemanflorida.org/bigwigs and see all of our bigwigs on there. And what's great is we've had first responders step up to the plate. We've had the chief of police for the Boynton Beach Police Department. We've had lieutenants from the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office. Right now we have
It's very Instagrammable.
Oh, it's 100% Instagrammable.
Yeah, to wear a wig and run around. I mean, it's very tailor-made for social media.
It's great because the West Palm Beach Police Department has really gotten behind their big wig and have taken pictures amongst the whole, the office there. But more so, she's stepping up because her sister was diagnosed in June, and as a show of support, she wanted to step up and be bigwig. She shaved her head in support. Once again, to draw attention and awareness and helping raise funds. Wow. Right now, her campaign, I think she's over 1,500. She set an initial goal of 1,000, reached that goal, increase it to 1,500. This morning, she's already at 1,500, so hopefully she'll, increase her goal even higher. But it's just, it's a good way to draw attention during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which we're only about 10 days away from in October. And, it's unfortunate that we have to have an entire month dedicated to breast cancer, but we do. And you'll see pink everywhere. It's not a day goes by that I'm not wearing pink. It's kind of like just become part of my
It's good that it suits you. See, pink is not my color.
Yeah.
I'm not a pink girl. So
I'm challenging myself for the month of October to wear the wig every day at all my meetings I'm going throughout. And, I definitely will get some looks as I walk through the hospital here and just throughout I probably won't wear it while I'm driving just to be safe. But yeah, I mean,
that'd be fun though.
Yeah, but I mean, I need to get some better looks. I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
I think that's actually a good segue into talking about some of the specific tips and advice I have for people to get respect as a nonprofit social media manager, which is what we are talking about today.
Yep.
I was saying my number one point, and I did write some things down, was you can't get respect and you can't buy respect. Okay? You can buy fear, or you can, get people to be scared of you, but you cannot coerce them, manipulate them, convince them to respect you. You have to earn it. And the best way to earn it is to walk the walk. Like, wear a silly wig and post on social media. If you were, turning your nose up at it and saying, oh, well, this is a campaign and everybody's doing it, but whatever, I'm too cool for it. No, that's not a great way to get respect for your work. So number one is not taking it too seriously and walking the walk and actually being there and experiencing it and doing it and being present and being in it. So that's sort of my number one piece of advice. What I also wanted to say is that we may complain a lot about people not understanding what we do, thinking that we play around on Instagram and Twitter all day, not supporting a lot of our plans, not getting a lot of internal support and buy-in. But I really believe that part of any job is to convince people that you're indispensable. That's part of any job. I don't really care what you do. If you're an elementary school teacher, if you are a janitor, if you are, I was going to say president of the United States, but anyway, we can't even go there. But no matter what your job is, you need to be convincing people that you're indispensable. So you need to be advocating for yourself and showing the results of what you do. No one is entitled to be a social media manager. It's really not. I mean, no one's entitled to really anything. So we have to really be advocates for ourselves. So here are some ways that I have, and Josh, you can jump in if you do any of these.
Absolutely.
Number one is find an ally. So find an ally that is either on your team, that's maybe a program manager, maybe it's a volunteer, maybe it's a board member, someone that might not fully understand what you do, but is willing to learn and willing to kind of have your back at board meetings. So when I was a development director, what I found is that I was development / marketing / social media / everything. And I would go to a board meeting and a board member would say, hey, why don't we do a crowdfunding campaign? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? Just throw things on your plate, which is a sign really of disrespecting what you do and not understanding that your time is valuable. But having an ally on the board that would come out and say, oh, I think that we've already decided that these are the priorities for this month, but we'd be happy to maybe explore it next month. Or what else, this is what's on our plate. This is what's on Julia's plate this month. Can we maybe take something off to put that on? So this was really helpful for me because I was young and pretty inexperienced in this one particular job. And and of course, I was young, I was a woman, it was mostly older men on the board, and I didn't want to jeopardize my job, so I wasn't speaking up for myself as much as possible. But finding that ally that can have your back, I think, is really important.
And it should come, ideally that you have a communications committee for your organization, yes. And that champion for you on the board should be your communications chair. Mm-hmm. Together, working with your committee and working with your chair, you should be developing what your goals and strategies are and reviewing those goals and strategies on an ongoing basis. See, are you working towards it? How can you be more effective? And what tools do you need to help reach those goals?
Yep. Another tip, have a set budget and a plan for execution. So I'm going to use an example. When I was in high school, I would always have these crazy ideas that I wanted to go to concerts or a festival or something. And I would always go to my dad and say, I'm going to go to Lollapalooza. I mean, I'm dating myself since the 90s.
Lollapalooza is still going on now.
Fish show. I'm going to go to the Fish show on New Year's Eve, whatever it was. And he would say, okay, tell me exactly how much it costs. Tell me exactly when it is. Tell me how you're getting there. Tell me how you're getting home. Tell me who you're going with. Tell me, basically it was like a worksheet that I had to fill out every time I tried to go out and do anything. But I do think that that's helped me now in my job, especially as a consultant. You can't just kind of wing it as a consultant. Who's going to pay you if you just say, oh, well, maybe it'll get done. I don't know. So have a budget. If you say, I want to run some Facebook ads, don't say that. Say, I would like to spend $40 to promote the Big Wigs campaign, and here's exactly how I'm going to do it, and here are the results that I think it's going to achieve. So obviously you can't do that with your just daily postings and your Instagram stories and all of that. But if it's something where you want to spend money, and you definitely need a set budget and a set plan for execution.
Absolutely. So for us, we run several different social ad campaigns throughout the year. And what I'm always doing is if I'm given, let's say, a $500 budget for a 6-week campaign, I'm not dumping all $500 in right away. I'm going to start with create my audiences, create what my targets are going to be, and then how am I A/B testing those campaigns out. So once I see what's performing better, then I can take the remaining portion of my dollars, either create a lookalike audience from that campaign, or create a duplicate audience and then go on and dump some more dollars into it. So that's right now what we're doing as we're leading up to Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as we're starting to promote our Race for the Cure, which is coming up on January 25th, or if we're doing our More Than Pink Walk, which is March 14th, and how we're building that audience in Orlando. So there's a lot of things that is constantly moving all at once, and being able to have your budget to work from gives you an idea of what tools are you going to invest in, if you're going to be doing social ads, and how are you staying on point with those as you move towards your goals.
Great. Okay, so find an ally, have a clear budget and plan. Number 3 is share case studies. So talk about what's possible and share what other organizations are doing that's really working. So there's a word of caution here, because I feel like a lot of times in board meetings, board members or staff members say, let's do an ice bucket challenge, or let's just do what Charity Water is doing. You don't want to do that. And if you do get those kinds of questions and ideas flying and coming at you, then I would recommend saying, oh, that's wonderful that Charity Water did that. However, they had a budget, or the Ice Bucket Challenge, I mean, there's so many reasons why that worked and why it can never be replicated. So sharing case studies from your collaborators, I really don't like the word competitors, but any other organization in your community that has the attention of your audience and potentially has the donations of your audience, see what they're doing, share some best practices, and just create a culture where everyone is sharing, everyone's talking, everyone's thinking about social media in a more creative way, and rather than dismissing it.
I just had a conversation the other day regarding the viral trends that we see popping up, the Ice Bucket Challenge, the 22 push-ups. Honestly,
I don't even know what 22 push-ups are.
It's for I believe PTSD and the 22 soldiers that commit suicide. I could be wrong with it. I think that's what the trend is.
I don't think I could do 22 push-ups.
I don't think I can do 2 push-ups.
I could probably do 2.
Okay, you got me on that.
We should do a push-up contest.
You'll win.
I think I could do some push-ups. I don't think I could do 22.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So honestly, I think viral trends are stupid. I think that even though here I'm doing a viral trend wearing a wig, but it's not.
But the intention's not to go viral and have every person on earth
wear
a wig.
Right.
I'm
not sitting there challenging people. Hey, Julia, you need to wear a pink wig or donate $5. No, that's not what we're doing. But that's what the Ice Bucket Challenge was. So from a let's talk stewardship, long-standing approach, I don't care about the people that are, and same thing with Facebook fundraisers. I don't care about those donors. I don't care about those people that you're challenging. I care about the person who initiated the fundraiser. That's a person I want to steward. The others are just transactional donors. They're not giving because they're necessarily caring about ALS or they're caring about Komen. They're caring because their friend's birthday is happening. So, all right, I'll donate $10 because it's their birthday, and the cause they chose happened to be Komen, or they're doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. It's more important, in my opinion, to focus on the long term, focus on the stewardship of those donors, as opposed to, hey, let's go out there and create the next Ice Bucket Challenge, and yes, we're going to raise $1 million. Woohoo, we raised $1 million, but those people have no connection to your organization. They're not going to be around for years to come. So the lifetime of that donor has nothing for you. It's that mindset of okay, what's hot? We got to do it now. TikTok. Hey, everyone's talking about this TikTok app. Let's go jump on TikTok. And it's well, are you a 10-year-old little girl who wants to sing songs? Mm-hmm. No, you have a nonprofit organization that's helping end breast cancer. That doesn't really fit with what that tool is. So from a social media, once again, coming back to the topic, as a social media manager, I need to know what are effective ways to tell our story and know that I can't be everywhere at all times.
Yep.
So it's things that I'm wrestling with, yeah.
So on the one hand, we're dealing with 2 main types of people that we really need to increase respect from. One is that person that says, let's get on TikTok, let's get on Pinterest, let's get on Snapchat because they heard something on the radio or their niece came home and is using it. The second, and I think we talked about that, but then the second group, those are the skeptics. Those are the people at your organization that hate Facebook or hate Twitter. They don't understand it. They probably are scared of it if they don't understand it. People are scared of things they don't understand. But what's important to know is we can't laugh off the skeptics. We shouldn't laugh at them. We shouldn't say, Gary over in marketing, he doesn't even have an Instagram account, because I think that the more, you can't be condescending. You need to be holding people's hand and bringing them in and educating them. So something that I did when I was a development/marketing director was I had lunch and learns, and then I also had kind of an open door policy. So it takes people a while to trust you and for them to take advantage of that. But what that means is you have a no judgment zone. So you have a judgment-free zone. You can come in and ask me anything. And I had almost every staff member came in at least once or attended a lunch and learn about whatever topic it was, like how to start on Instagram, what's a hashtag, how to, get your Facebook profile up and going. This was in the early days of social media, but people were scared because they didn't want to look stupid. So they would rather cross their arms and say, Instagram is just for kids or Instagram is just dumb. They would rather do that than admit that they kind of are interested in knowing more about it, but they don't. So they feel lesser than the people that do. So they feel like dinosaurs. That's something I heard over and over again. So don't make people feel that way. Have that open door policy. Be willing to go with people on their phone. If they have a technical problem, I know, trust me, it drives me crazy. If you're a social media manager, everybody you know, including your parents, including your relatives, they all have a problem. They all need you to do something. Someone just do it. Just do it. Be nice, be happy, be excited, especially at work. I mean, whatever. If your family's constantly asking you for help logging into LinkedIn, then that's a different story. But at work, try to be helpful, be engaging, and just really try to express to them that it's not as scary as it might seem. It's not as intimidating as it might seem.
Absolutely. Yeah, hit it.
And then I have one last tip that's actually very, very, very important. So I want all of you to take some time for yourself. And while I think most of the articles out there would say, oh, take a digital detox or disconnect Facebook or get the Twitter app off your phone, I don't think that's very realistic. Okay. I just don't think that's realistic. And I would never tell you that you need to take a 100% digital detox unless someone else is maybe monitoring the accounts. But what I will say is that, studies have shown that social media managers have a unique set of mental illnesses, mental health challenges, because they spend their days in the trenches of the internet. I just talked to a client of mine. He's a city manager. I won't say what city. It's around here where I live. And he's just said, you know what, I'm just so depressed. He spends his day in those groups, the town groups, the worst of the worst. I know all of you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever been in the official group for your town, it's the worst place on earth. I mean, it's horrible. He called it a dumpster fire, which is exactly what it is. So he was getting really depressed and upset, and he was feeling like he wasn't making any kind of difference. So at that point, take some time for you and really understand that there are conversations that you're never going to solve. If someone is complaining about the traffic, you can't do anything about the traffic. If someone's complaining their trash hasn't been picked up, I'm talking about a city manager, their trash hasn't been picked up in 3 weeks, maybe you could do something about that and contact that person. But we have to pick our battles, and we really have to be able to not try hard not to take everything so personally, because I know even with a cause like breast cancer, I'm sure there are trolls and horrific people. It doesn't matter the cause. It doesn't matter if you're taking care of animals, if you're taking care of the elderly, if you're helping veterans. It doesn't matter. There's somebody out there that has something negative to say that wants to rile you up.
Yeah.
So I'm just here to say that you're awesome and you're doing great work, and just to take some time out for you if that becomes too hard.
I've learned that I do need to disconnect because this is constantly it might as well be surgically attached to my hand. I mean, that's how much
I know.
It's a problem. But I'm learning to what I really need to work on is delegating. Knowing that I can't do it all myself. Knowing that there's others out there who are better at solving the problem than I can myself, and reaching out to them and saying, I need help. Please, assist me with this project. How can you be more effective? What can you do to help us? Yes. And I'm learning that, and I'm teaching myself that, because I'm taking on too much between my role here at Komen, between the volunteer organizations that I serve on. It's a lot, but we all want to be involved. We want to be doing more for our community, and we need to know that there's a time where you got to step back and take a break. So that's really important.
Yep. I think taking time for yourself, I think people respect that as well. I know that when I've told clients I'm not answering emails, for this set time, or if it's an emergency, you can contact me, but I'm going to have my out of office on. Everyone is usually very respectful of that and kind of envious, saying, wow, I kind of want to take some time off too. So that's all I have in terms of some tips for helping you to get the respect you deserve as a social media manager. But I want you to remember that community building and engaging with your donors and supporters on the channels that they love to be on is never a waste of time.
Absolutely
It's
not.
never a waste of time. All right, well, that's all I have. If you want to, I don't know, if you want to learn more about me, I guess you just go to my website, go to my Facebook page. There's so much going on that I don't even know what to even promote at this point. There's a lot happening. Go to the Facebook group.
Yeah.
If you're not in the Facebook group.
NonprofitSocialMediaNerds.com. Check it out.
NonprofitSocialMediaNerds.com. Anything I have that's the most important stuff goes in that group. Also, there's been some incredible discussions this week, especially around videos and video equipment and Facebook ads and graphics and really cool, specific, nitty-gritty kind of stuff that people have been jumping in and giving advice. And I love that group so much. So thank you so much. And we're right at 12:30, which I was aiming. I was like, we got to tighten it up. We got to make it a little tighter, which is awesome. So I'm not sure when our next session is going to be, but we'll let you know.
Yeah. And don't forget, Komen for the Bigwigs, you too.
Yes.
Up this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. There we go. Komen for the Bigwigs.
I don't know. I can't see it. Oh,
It's
I
right
can see
there.
it on the thing.
It's right up there. Comenforder.org/bigwigs. You too can become a bigwig and help us fight breast cancer together and have fun while fundraising in your beautiful pink wig for the next month during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we look forward to seeing you again. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Have a great weekend.